Question of the day on the RDP Instagram comes in asking, are warm-ups really all that necessary? I don't like doing them, don't feel like I'm getting that much from it, and more importantly, I feel like I could just get up and go. Well, there's a very good chance that the warm-up may not even be that necessary for several reasons. The first of which is, as you become more fit and more conditioned, the amount of physical preparation you need to do in order to do modest amounts of physical activity is less. For example, it used to take me a lot of stretching and warming up in order to get into a nice deep squat like this. But over the years, as my hips have gotten stronger and more loose, I can just plop into this deep squat, no tightness, no discomfort whatsoever, even if it's just something I did first thing in the morning, completely cold with no preparation. Plus remember that your body doesn't physically know what a workout or a warm-up is. It just knows physical activity. And a lot of times when people are doing a long warm-up, they've got stretching and mobility work, and they're running on a treadmill for 15 minutes and getting their heart rate up. What you're actually doing is just another workout before you work out. It's like ordering a big appetizer at a restaurant. You're just tacking on a whole nother meal. So we're not really warming up necessarily. We're just doing more activity. And the question we always want to ask ourselves is it worth the time and effort? And a lot of times it probably isn't. So your physical preparation for activity needs to be in alignment with the actual activity you plan on doing. We don't want to just do a general warm-up and assume it's going to pan out. So if I'm doing a series of pull-ups, I may warm up with an easier variation of the pull-up before I go and do harder variations. But if I'm doing all sorts of foam rolling and stretching and running on a treadmill, I really haven't done anything to prepare my body for the actual pull-ups I'm about to do. And that very well may be the case for the individual who wrote in saying, I don't feel like it's worthwhile, is because the warm-up is out of alignment with what you're going to do, because we need to prepare either our nervous system for heavier loads or greater output, aka strength training. So a good way to start off with that is lighter variations of what you're about to do, like I just demonstrated. You may need to prepare your metabolic rate to ramp up. So when I was a bike racer, I used to always have a warm-up lap, because if I started a race going all out 100% right off the bat, I'd burn myself out. So that would allow my nervous system and my metabolic process to ramp up for a greater amount of output at a higher level of comfort, so that way I didn't burn myself out. And lastly, you want to kind of just address any sort of little issues you have. Like for me, I've always kind of had a bit of a wonky shoulder, so if I'm going to do dips or pull-ups and stuff, I may get some shoulder circles and just kind of some shift work to make sure my shoulders are stable, but nothing too fancy, because at the end of the day, your warm-up oftentimes is not about preparing your body for physical activity. It's to recover from being sedentary for the day or two before that. So be intuitive about it. Give your body what it needs in order to adequately prepare for the demands of the activity you're about to do. And that's going to be very related to what you're doing, warming up your nervous system, warming up your metabolism and so forth. But don't do just random things because it's warming up. And more importantly, if you feel like you're ready to kind of just get up and go, then go. You may not need that much preparation in order to adequately get your body ready for what you're about to do. I cover much more of the details of intuitive warming up, making it shorter, simpler, and much more effective in this video here. And check out this one here for more on intuitive training as a whole. Thank you very much for watching. Be fit and live free.